the Wolf Keeper Show. I'm your host, Toriano Sanzoni, here with my co-host, Gregory Richards in the house.
Hey, y'all.
How you feeling, sir?
Feeling great. Let's kill this.
Welcome to the Wolf Keeper Show. Greg Richards has been kicking it with me for quite some time. I want to go back to 2005, 2004.
It's been a minute. Any other time frame? It's just going to make me feel old.
I mean, you started off as Greg Richards started off as I met his now wife first as a friend. So I think Greg was introduced me as a friend. So I know Greg went from 3 different stages, from friend to Franny's fiance to Franny's husband to now Franny's baby daddy. And you're just continuing to rise. What's next? Where else do we go from there?
Oh goodness.
I'm just making fun. I love Greg Richards. I love Franny.
Thank you.
I love the kids. He has beautiful twins. And my mom's a twin. Did you know that?
Yeah, I did. I think that's why she likes our twins so much.
She babysits your twins.
Yes, it's a
twins watching twins.
Yes, it's a twin extraordinaire.
Twin. Have you seen the Twinjas? They're so cute.
Twinjas?
You ever seen the Twinjas?
No.
They're Bruce Lee's Instagram page. He has this group of little kids called the Twinjas. They're so cute. All right, so I'm Toriano Stanzoni here on Podbean Live. Janelle Nell, are you there?
Good morning. I'm here, fresh and refreshed.
Live, we're gonna have the amazing Alvie Sheperd. Alvie Sheperd, I've been knowing him for quite some time. Former Baltimore Oriole, motivational speaker. He was the quarterback for Proviso West High School. Proviso Panthers go. I was a Panther, starting defense and offense, for those that were wondering. And Alvie Sheperd has just been a phenomenal human being for quite some time. Chanel Nell, you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
We can't hear her. Chanel Nell, you there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
What? Wake up, girl.
I've been here. Everyone's saying that they can't hear you. Check Facebook.
What?
I said everyone's saying that they can't hear you. Check Facebook. Good morning, everyone. I'm fresh and refreshed.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Oh wow, we're always learning something new. The mic was on mute on there. So now we're all the way live.
Toriano.
I'm blaming Shaq for that one.
Nope, blame yourself. Wake up.
I'm blaming the audio guy. We're all the way live. No, it takes a tribe to do a podcast. We got Master Denzel over there. He's on broadcasting from the Instagram, Montgomery Black, and from the Facebook. We have Shaq doing Facebook Live, but he's too pissy because now we're doing camera 1 and camera 2. And we have Greg Richards over here as a co-host, and we have Chanel Nell at home.
What's up, y'all? Coming in from West Side Holy City, kicking it with these Town people from the wrong side of Pulaski.
Greg has been way too long. The pandemic is affecting him. But we also have today Alvie Sheperd, great friend of mine, former Baltimore Oriole. He was the captain of the football team, baseball, basketball. I mean, Alvie Sheperd was the person that everyone admired all throughout grammar school and high school. And then, of course, we admired him because he would go on to become a professional athlete. I mean, to become a professional athlete, you're like an Olympian. You have super special powers. So today we're going to interview him, and he's friend, inspiration person, because he's way about fitness. I posted a picture of him. He did it before and after. I mean, he trained. If you have to meet him, if you want to have a superior coach, he's fabulous because when you see him, his body's just a specimen. He works out more than any other human I know, but he eats right. He's super positive, motivational, all the things that we believe in wolf keeping, because the dog is the final manifestation of what's going on in your life. And if you're eating right, if you're doing right, and that's going to be transferred to your dog from your hands to the leash, to their collar, to their neck. And that's why I'm so excited to interview him. Greg, how's your diet right now, nowadays?
Well, a lot of it's collectively junk, and I attest that to sourcing availability of a lot of the stuff that I ate earlier in the year on a more healthy, wholesome level has become much more difficult to procure. So I guess I'm not really the health person to refer to in the pandemic.
We got Alvie Sheperd.
Hey, what's going on? How are you, Toriano?
Hey, I've been bragging about you, man, because you are extraordinaire. I gave a quick background of you. Alvie's been an athlete since grammar school. I mean, football, baseball, basketball, ever since like Little League. Since 8th grade, they've been predicting nothing but greatness for Alvie. Alvie comes to high school for just a little time because he with his regular class. He leapfrog us. He becomes on varsity. Like freshman year, he's already on varsity, star quarterback, baseball, and then he would later go on to be a star in the professional baseball league, Baltimore Orioles, and just one of the most motivational people that I know. And that's what we like to have with our guests here on the Wolfkeeper Show, just people that are extremely motivational. Alvie, thank you for being here today.
I appreciate it, Toriano. Yeah, no, I'm excited. I was on the Facebook page, but it wouldn't let me get on, so I'm glad to be at this platform.
There's some glitches there. Can you tell the people just a little bit about you?
Yes, no problem. Yeah, so like you said, I grew up an athlete, and I've been an athlete. My dad was a coach, and he coached me through my little league days and Pop Warner football, and it was a big part of my life. I decided at an early age that sports was the passion that I wanted to pursue. And so I went, I was always playing. I had, some friends on the block that we used to always play ball. We used to go play the fast pitch off the Jefferson grade school wall. And I'm sure you remember those days. And then just I took that on to high school. I was, excelled in high school sports. Like you said, I was, started on varsity for, a few years and as a youngster, and just worked my way up, worked hard, and ended up getting actually a scholarship to the University of Nebraska for baseball my junior year. Yes, and so it was a huge honor. I mean, we're a blue collar family, so to get a full scholarship was a huge burden off my parents' back, and it was also a dream come true for me. And then another dream came true where I actually got drafted by the Anaheim Angels out of high school. That being said, though, I ended up choosing to go to college instead because it was a kind of a later round pick, and I felt that my parents and I felt that I could get a better draft pick going forward after a few years of college. So that's what I did. I went to college. I had some amazing memories. Some great education, and the third year of college is when I was eligible to be drafted again. And of course, after all the hard work and everything that I really set my mind to, I ended up getting drafted in the first round by the Baltimore Orioles, the 21st pick in the country. So that's where the journey started with pro sports.
What was the sensation when you got picked?
Oh man. I remember vividly. I was literally sitting in my basement of my parents' home. It was, on right after the college season ended, the first Monday in June. And I was sitting down in the basement with my brother, and my brother was my idol growing up. I mean, he's 6 or 7 years older than me. I can't even remember. But I used to always beg him to play ball with him and his friends. And again, they're 6 years older than me. So they reluctantly said yes, but then they quickly found out that I could hold my own. And so I was never the last person picked, which is pretty amazing. And so anyways, he was down in the basement with me, and the phone rang right at noon. It was exactly 12 noon. I picked up the phone, and he's just watching me. He's sitting next to me, and I'm like, yes, thank you. And and I appreciate it, and blah, blah, blah. And he's just listening. I hung up the phone, and I just kind of watched TV again. And he looked at me like, are you freaking crazy? What was that? Who was that? I looked at him. I said, the Baltimore Orioles picked me in the first round. And then we just both, it was an incredible feeling. I mean, I wanted at age 12, my dad took me to my first big league baseball game. I was 12 years old. Again, we were blue collar, so we didn't have, we weren't going to pro sport games. It just cost too much for us, but we had tickets this particular time. And I remember sitting out in center field it was the old Comiskey Park, and we were way in center field, but it was a night game. And I just remember looking at the field like, wow, this is amazing. I want to be out there one day. I want to do this. And so at age 12 is when I really decided that I want to be a pro athlete, and specifically baseball. And so, yeah, it was just a dream come true. And so I went on my way with pro ball. But that was the first feeling, was just a total grateful, and just all the hard work I put in. And so I was excited.
Alvie, for all the people that are out there, so I have Greg, who has twins right now. How old are your sons, Greg?
9.
Yeah. Baseball enthusiasts. What would you say to any parent out there? I mean, I have an 18-year-old and a 20-year-old that all inspire, want to get into the become a professional athlete. What are some things that a parent can be doing with their child, right now, if that's their passion and desire to become a professional athlete?
Right. First of all, let them enjoy the sport. I think some parents are a little overbearing. I could talk for my dad. He wasn't overbearing, but he would definitely he would set me straight. I mean, if I wasn't giving my 100%, he'd let me know, and normally not the nicest way, but it was something that helped me really get on track. But I would say let the kid enjoy the sport. The kids around the block, I'm sure, are probably going to be in that sport with him. If not, it's okay. But I would say make sure that they're around it. Take them to the games. Let them watch professional baseball or whatever sport that they like. Let them see what it's like to be a professional, and really hone in. A lot of times, kids these days, it seems, are too busy on PlayStation and Xbox and everything else. And they're not
enjoying the physical sport.
Right. They're not seeing the actual sport being played at its highest level. I remember vividly watching baseball, specifically the White Sox. My dad was a huge White Sox fan. I remember every night we would be watching the game, and it was non-negotiable. Like, my dad was watching it. I just had to watch it but I wanted to, because I started falling in love with it. So I watched the game with my dad. And I remember just being like, oh, I could hit him. Oh, I would be able to hit him. Oh, I could strike him out. I just remember being excited about it. So that's one thing, is like, have it around them so that they can actually see the way it's played. And then, of course, if you can get instruction, again, they have to want to do it, but you want to make sure that you can get them instruction so that they build up their confidence. I've been a professional baseball instructor for over 20 years now, since I retired back in 1999, 2000. And so, the light bulb comes on for each kid differently. Sometimes it might be that first lesson. Sometimes it might be the 10th or 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10th lesson. It really depends on the kid. But having the right mechanics and making it fun, finding an instructor that can make it fun for the kids is a huge thing. And I've been able to do that for 20 plus years now, and it definitely makes a difference. So let them enjoy the sport. Put them around it. Make sure they're, and take them to games. Let them watch the games. Make it fun. And then, of course, get them the instruction they need to build their confidence.
And now in this day and age, as far as like the instruction, I mean, there's so many new technologies out there where you basically, am I correct that they can start as early, as 5 or 6 now, actually on a pathway to become a professional athlete?
There are little leagues out there. Yeah. I'm sorry, because my brother, he played baseball all of his life, so I'm familiar with the sport, and it can be very intense. I've learned a lot. I was like the girl who didn't really know much of sports, but baseball, as my brother played, my dad, he was a lefty, so my dad had him out on the field when he was 2. So from 2 all the way up to high school, he went to St. Rita High School. out here in Chicago. Did really well. Then he went to Illinois State, and then he went to forgot the other school. Shame on me. But he played baseball in college as well, and he tore his Achilles, so that kind of messed him up a little bit. But I mean, baseball is really, really an intense sport, and it's fun. So, like you said, you do have to make sure that the kid enjoys the sport and it's out there, for the sport, and also, enjoying it as well.
That's the huge key.
What I want to ask you though there are camps. What's the earliest professional camps that are really geared? Because I know for sure in basketball they start super early now. What is it? Same for baseball?
Well, I would say 5's a little bit much to be in a professional camp, but I'd say a good time for the kid to pursue the camps. I'd say 7, 8 years old is a good time to go to these camps. A lot of these
youngest camp you know of. What's the earliest?
I mean, I've had kids that I've coached 5-year-olds. I mean, this is the thing though. It's at 5 years old, you're kind of, it's like a 50-50, maybe even more 70-30. You're kind of babysitting for 70% of it, and the other 30% they're getting something out of it. So, it's about having fun. Obviously, at that age, the attention span's just not there. I mean, that's just unfortunate. That's the way it is, and so you got to keep it fun. And the key is, if you start, drilling, hardcore at age 5, they're going to burn out by the time they're 10. So you really got to be careful with that. I like my son is 5, going to be 6 here in October. I've had, we've been out in the backyard and we've hit the ball off the tee, and he'll take about 5 or 6 or 7 swings, and he'll say, okay, and he'll run and play with the bugs. I mean, I'm not, exactly. He goes and plays with worms and bugs.
You're not the dad out there going nuts at the t-ball game.
No. I'm not. I'm not. I'm just, because I know that, if you drill, a youngster too early, too fast, they're going to lose.
Yeah.
It's going to be more of a burden for them. Like, I got to do this
Greg,
again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I should tell Greg, you should stop going nuts at t-ball games and throwing things that people are going. I'm telling Greg to relax.
Well, I would have fun. I would just say let him have fun. Let him have fun with it. And I'm not saying don't go. Give him some lessons, because I mean, listen. Again, I've given lessons to 5-year-olds, and I know what my expectations aren't very high for giving a lesson for a 5-year-old. I know that what I'm going to get is a kid that just wants to have fun. So I have to coach accordingly. And I want the kid to get something out of it, and I also want the parent to feel like their money's being spent wisely. But I also know that I can't be a drill sergeant, and not that I would anyways, but I can't be super strict, because then it becomes a negative thing, and then the kid doesn't really like the sport. So you just got to it's a fine line. But I'd say 7, 8 years old is a good time to have camps. And a lot of camps you can go to are the high school camps. I mean, there's, your local high school probably has some camps. And then there's also some other camps that are at facilities that you can go to. But I would say, 7 or 8, solid. Yeah, 7 or 8 is a solid time.
Speaking as the parent of 2 9-year-olds, I'm constantly fighting the battle to encourage more sports and physical activity and exercise versus the immediacy and the popularity of video gaming or something on YouTube or some kind of social media. How do I, now here you are as an adult, and all this electronics might not have been available when you were a kid. How do I compete and get my kids involved in a physical activity versus wanting to sit around and want to play Call of Duty or sit around?
Yeah. That's the $1 million question.
This is boring. I don't want to play. So even basic sports, they're like, I'd rather play a Call of Duty. Can we leave now, Dad? So what do you think about just like creating sports is all about competition. How do I compete against the other competition?
Right. Well, and I'll go right back to the having fun part. And this is the thing: when you have a young kid, something exciting around that sport is what's going to help them want to be around it and do it. So and I know not everyone can afford going to a professional baseball game. It gets pricey. So there's even minor league games. If it's a baseball, we have the King County Cougars that are around here. There's games like that'll cost you, $20, $15 to get in. And those things, there's playgrounds there. There's, now, obviously if they're on the playground, they might not be watching too much, but what will happen is they're going to associate the sport with fun. And that's the thing. At a young age, they have to feel it's going to be fun. They have to, because if it's not fun, they're not going to do it. And so you have to associate it. So even taking them to a minor league game and hey, we're going to have a good time, and you get them their popcorn, get them their pretzel, and get them their whatever water, whatever it is, and then let them enjoy the game. Let them go play in the park on the outside. Be there with them. Just make it fun. And once you make it fun, now it doesn't become a negative mindset when it comes up, because if you overdo it early and you make it a thing where it's like, oh, here we go again, now it's going to be like that, and you're probably not going to have a athlete that wants to really play.
And I just want to jump in here because I'm feeling so happy and proud. First and foremost, shout out to Bellwood, where Alvie and I both grew up. And shout out to MacArthur, Graham School, and shout out to Proviso West and all the fabulous coaches. I just want to say that we are living proof that not under the best circumstances that roses come from the concrete, because we both had a fabulous football coach, Coach Glover, rest in peace. Phenomenal coach. We had some great coaches that get pushed. I wanted to be a professional football player, which I could have, but I wanted to allow the other people in my age group to get the Heisman trophies and things. So you're welcome to everyone out there for me not entering the NFL like I had planned on. But I would go the route of music and become around on the top notch of the music, and now professional dog trainer, world class. And here I have world class athlete Alvie Sheperd, and we could definitely. We're 21 minutes into this show, and we're talking. I could talk to you forever about what it means to be a pro athlete, because this is a really big deal. I'm saying to my everyone out there, all my listeners, follow Alvie Sheperd, Shaq, Denzel. I want you all to follow Alvie Sheperd. I want everyone. Greg, bring your kids out there.
On it.
Alvie Sheperd's a beast. I want to segue into the other thing.
Thank you very much. We are
Alvie, but in the middle of this, where can someone find you? What's the best way for people to get in contact with you?
Well, you could go to my Facebook page. Obviously, that's a quick and easy way. You can message me on Alvie Sheperd is my page. It's ALVIE. Last name. This is the important thing. The last name is spelled this way, not SHEPHERD. Sheperd, like the Bible. You can go to my page. You could also, I'll even give my number. To be honest with you, because I'm about helping people. And
hold on, I'm about to type it in. I'm about to put in there.
Yeah, please do. So my contact number to get a hold of, my contact number to get a hold of me is 708 935 9203. And that's my line. And you can leave me a message. You can text me. I'll get back to you immediately with whatever your question is and give you the information that can answer that question.
I just put you in there because now I want to segue over to now Alvie Sheperd and I, we lost contact and we got reconnected. And the first time we had lunch, I was like, holy moly. I'm going to confess, I couldn't stop staring at him because Alvie Sheperd is a walking specimen. I felt like I needed to do 20 push-ups in the restaurant just to hang out with Alvie Sheperd. Like, Alvie Sheperd is rock diesel, right? It takes a lot of hard work to get your body to that point, and that's a reason why I'm so happy that we're starting off the top of the week with you, Alvie Sheperd, because part of wolf keeping, as you all know here, is about fitness, healthiness, being healthy, eating right, because if you're not healthy, your dog knows it. So can you just talk to us about, can you share your story? I know it's not even a private story, but you had life after high school, college, professional baseball career. You're a star. You're in an elite club that very few people in. You're a professional athlete, right? And then things don't go your way, and then you come back. Can you share that story with everyone? Because it's such a motivational story that everyone needs to hear.
I sure will. So yeah, I'm an open book, and I am an open book for a couple of reasons. First of all, the Lord saved me back in 2013, and I'm going to get to that in a second. And I asked for forgiveness for my past and my sins, and so I'm going to bring you back to, like I told you before, I grew up an athlete. When I was 12, I wanted to play pro ball. That's when I decided. All right, so when I got drafted out of college, and I went, it was a dream come true. Everything that I had worked hard for, it come true. And so I worked my way up really fast. In 2 years, I was right there about to get called up to the big leagues. And I ended up getting hit by a ball from our team photographer. It was an accident. It was a freak accident. It hit me in the back where it damaged some nerves. And those nerves never were able to recover. And so I ended up, having surgery. I was 8 days away from my call up when this happened. So you could only imagine my mind, how and just shock I was. And so after I had surgery, I ended up, trying to come back, and it just never happened. I got released by the Orioles, the team that drafted me in the first round. And that was devastating. I mean, that was the team that gave me the chance to, gave me the first round pick. They signed me for, $750,000. And then the instruction they put into me was well over $2 million overall. So I felt like I had let them down. And so I got picked up by a couple more baseball teams just because a couple more pro teams, because I was a first round pick. So they wanted to see if I still had it in me. And I didn't. I just couldn't come back from it. So I retired in 99. Well, that's when things got, a little bit hairy. I was 24 years old. I had $500,000 in the bank. I was, I already spent the, quarter of it. And so I had $500,000 left. And I wasn't happy. I started, drinking more than usual. I ended up starting to do some recreational drugs to kind of mask the pain of not making it to the MLB and staying. And so I got in this addiction habit where I felt like I couldn't get out of it, and I got stuck. And for 13 years, I battled this. No one knew. I was a functioning human being. It wasn't like I was a degenerate that was like, stealing and robbing and anything else. I was just not myself. And no one knew my mental struggles. I was literally ready to end it all. I was that depressed about, the fact that I didn't make it, because I felt like I let my father down. My father was my coach my whole life, and he never made me feel that way, but I felt like I did. And then I felt like I let the team down that gave me, nearly $2 million with instruction and everything else. I felt like I let a lot of people down. And so I masked it with drugs, alcohol, food, you name it. And so after 13 years.
How old were you at that point?
How old was I? I was 24. I was 24 when I started that downhill.
You had over $1 million at 24 years old. You spent over a quarter. You say over a quarter of that. You have some left, and your career was lost to a freak accident. So now you're just like, you're seeing this down. What you're saying, you're seeing this downward spiral happening now.
Oh, right? For sure. It was a really slow, medium, then fast spiral. It became evident that I was going to die. I literally felt like I was going to die. I couldn't get over my habits. I was 307 pounds. I was a shell of myself. 307 pounds. I was about probably close to 40% body fat. I was just unhealthy, and I didn't want to be around anymore. So I started praying a lot. And that's why I started this whole story with the fact that the Lord saved me. I started praying a lot because I just needed something. I knew that as much as I tried, I couldn't get out of my way. And so sure enough, after, years of praying, a couple of years in a row where I was praying pretty hardcore, I ended up having a brain aneurysm. And during that aneurysm, like as it was happening, I remember asking the Lord to please save me, and that I'll never go back if you do. And I remember saying those words exactly: Lord, please save me, and I'll never go back. I promise. And so I ended up getting emergency surgery that day. Went to the hospital, had emergency brain surgery. And again, when you have an aneurysm that ruptures, a majority of people don't make it. So I know that I have had a second chance that was given to me. Mm-hmm. And I, when I promised the Lord I wouldn't go back, I meant it. So when I woke up from surgery, that was it. I was so grateful. I looked up, I said, thank you, man. And this is where it always gets emotional because, I literally said, I'm done with that lifestyle. I did something that probably most people, everyone can do it, but I don't know how successful most people are at trying, but I was very successful because when I promised the Lord, I meant it. And so when I woke up that day, I didn't go back. I quit cold turkey on the drugs I was doing. The drinking wasn't as big of a problem. So I barely ever have a drink now. If I do, it's occasional. But the drugs were the thing I had to get rid of.
And Alvie, I want to jump in. Yeah. I want to jump in here, especially for our young listeners or for anyone out there, especially during COVID, because there's a lot of people out there that are struggling for a lot of different reasons. Whether it's they're upset by this most recent, these terrible race riots and crises that have been happening, quarantine. But I mean, and I've been where you're at to lose, and Greg knows this too. When you lose in the 7 figures, which I've been through the same thing twice and come out of it, but it puts you in such a dark, scary place, right? So can you just drive home just so that people realize that, because we're going to get to the other side and talk about where you're at now, which is so phenomenal, but just so people understand really how deep and dark it had got when you were, at the bottom of that. Because you're kind of being nice. You're giving us the PG version. We're all rated R here. People.
I got you. All right. Well, I'll give you the rated R one then. So, for years I was literally the money that I was making. Now I had already made an investment with the rest of the money that I had after I got retired. And I blew it, and it failed because 9/11 happened, and so everything I invested, which was all of my money, basically was gone. So now, not only did I lose my career that I worked my life for, now I lost all the money that I had made to help support me going forward. And so I was in a place where the money that I was making, I was paying most of my bills, and the rest I was going and looking for the drug that I was doing to mask the pain. So I was literally in that kind of mentality where, I was literally just a shell of myself. And then the fact that I decided at several times during that phase where I was in that depression where I wanted to end my life. I literally.
And Alvie, I got to just pause you there. Because this is where I want people to call Alvie up, and he will talk to you and text you. Because when he told me this story, I'm sitting there and I had shivers of just anxiety and fear listening to. When you hear this story, because you see him and you're like, there's no way that this person you're looking at ever went through any of this at all. Because what are you, Alvie? You're 6'2", 6'3"?
No, I'm 6'6", man. Come on now.
6'6".
Put some respect on his height.
Yeah, I'm big. Yeah.
There's this 6'6" human being, rock solid, no body fat, just sitting there, and you're telling this story, and you're like, there's no way that this person's gone through all that. So that's why I really encourage everyone to reach out to Alvie Sheperd and have him as your coach, because he's my personal coach. He changed my life. A lot of times people are like, Toriano, how do you do it every day? How do you wake up every morning? How do you stay so motivated? Chanel asked me that one time before. She said, is this every day great for you? I'm like, yeah, but it's not an accident. It's because I'm around people like Alvie Sheperd, Greg Richards, my crew here, Denzel and Shaq, that keep me. It takes a team really to operate on this performance level. So I just wanted to say that real fast, Alvie. I want to get back where you were bringing us back into that, because you had lost all your money, lost your career. You showed me pictures. You're almost just out of shape completely. You were like
you would have never have known I played a sport in my life. And that doesn't mean that everybody that's overweight is never played, but I just didn't look very healthy. I didn't look like someone that was ever a pro athlete. And so again, I just thank God every day, because whenever I finally had that brain aneurysm, that was my wake up call. And I said, I'm not going back. And that's when I started taking care of myself again. I was intentional. And that word I want everyone to remember. You have to be intentional about where you're going in life. And people sometimes just kind of go with the flow. And I understand that. Yeah. Going with the flow is a really It's good to have a flow in your life, but that flow should be intentional. You should be intentionally going. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's something that I started doing. I was intentional with my food choices. I was intentional with making it to the gym. Amen. I was intentional with my mindset and telling myself the right things, the affirmations. I was intentional. And so that intentional.
I want to jump in there too, just like with dog training. I train dogs for 20 plus years is what we do. And these guys know Shaq, Denzel, right? It's tons of work. I mean, everyone's working their butt off. I mean, we're moving by it as soon as they come in. I'm giving them the agenda the day before, right? It is literally, we're going nonstop from 5 a.m. till 11 p.m. That's when I stop. I don't even know when Tyrone stopped. I try to stay here as long as Tyrone stays. Tyrone's been doing it for 18 plus years. Greg, who's been with us for 18 plus years. I don't even know when those guys stop, but Alvie, can you just share with people? Because, a lot of times people get caught up with the fact that you have to hire a coach. I mean, there's no way I could do this without you. So I want to drive home to people, like, can you really tell them like what it takes and why they should invest in themselves and why they should pay the money to hire someone like you to coach them?
Right. I mean, this is the thing, I've had coaches, and I could tell you coaches that have made a huge impact in my life. And I still, like, even my high school baseball coach, Coach Tim McAlpin, he's someone that, he helped me so many ways with my confidence. I felt like a better player just by having him as a coach. And so what I've done in my past since I've retired from baseball is be that coach for young athletes. And then after I decided to jump on board with my company, Isogenics, that's when I started coaching adults. And I know how I needed a boost when I was in my rut. When I was in my rut, I didn't have anyone saying, "Hey, man, I got something that can help you. Let's jump on board with me and I'll help you get through this." I didn't have that. And not that that's anyone's fault. It isn't. But now that I'm in the health field and I'm in the field of wellness, I know that there's so many people that were in my position, whether it was as hardcore of a position that I was in, and I was really deep down in the cellar, or people that are just struggling a little bit. Either way, having that person that is able to help you and just throw a helping hand out there has been a huge thing in my life. I enjoy helping others get to where they want to be. I mean, I've been able to help 5 of my friends drop over 100 pounds. Wow. That alone is just life-changing. I mean, and some people want to just put on some muscle. Some people want to put on, drop 10 pounds, whatever, 20, 30. But the fact is that I am a person that enjoys helping others get to their goals. And I set them up for success. And that's the thing that my company and my team provide, is a platform to succeed.
And Alvie, to speak to someone like my 2 co-hosts here, Greg Richards and Chanel, they're both in, they're doing corporate world one-on-one, because I don't want people to think, oh, well, Toriano, you're a dog trainer and you're running around physically every day. What about someone that's in corporate world? What do you say to my 2 buddies, Greg and Chanel? Like, how would you get them engaged in one? Because sometimes I think people don't think that they have to be athletic because they're not doing athletic activities every day. I mean, we know that you should, but what's some motivation to get people that are office?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. And I always go back to my mom. Okay. My mother, I'm a mama's boy. And so, when I first started this program, it took me a couple months, because my mom's a no nonsense kind of woman. And I finally, after a couple months, I said, "Mom, I want, would you join my team? I want to help you get healthier." And she said, yes. She had watched my entire transformation and she was like, yes. And I was like, great. And so my mom was at the time was 70 years young. Okay. So my mom has not been to the gym or worked out, as far as I know, since I've been born. Okay. So that being said, she jumped on the program, and everybody loses weight differently, but my mom was 70 and she lost 21 pounds her first month, 21 pounds her second month. She lost 42 pounds in 2 months at age 70. In 2 months. And then she went on to lose a total of 59 pounds. She hasn't worked out one time. This is about nutrition. That's the one thing I have to really nail home here. this is not about going to the gym every day and knocking out, 100 reps and this or that. And I love working out. I definitely advocate working out because I've gotten my life back and it's helped me on my mental stage. But the overall health benefits of what my system provides is irreplaceable. You can't even put it's priceless, because when you start feeling the energy again that maybe you had when you were in your early 20s, and now it's like every day at age, whatever age you are, 40, 50, whatever it is, 70, like my mom, it's priceless. You can feel that way again, and you don't have to be in the gym every day or at all for that matter, like my mom. So my point is do you have to be in the gym? Heck no. Do I advocate it? Heck yes. But either way, there's no, Mike, the people I coach, like I don't pressure my mom never to go to the gym. And matter of fact, I might have mentioned going for a walk here and there, but that's about it. And so that's what I have to say about that is don't think you have to be a gym rat to do what I do. It's not at all that way. It's about putting our nutrition in your body, following our plan, which it is a plan. It simplifies life completely because it takes the prepping and everything else out of the equation, the cleanup out of the equation. And yes, you still eat food. So don't think you're not eating food. You do. But there's a plan in place. And that's the thing is a lot of people don't have a plan. And that's what we provide. We provide a plan and the support, the community of support that'll back you on it.
And just to add,
that's like the best thing because I hate the gym.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
No, and I feel a lot of people, and I would just want to echo what you said, Alvie, and tie it back to always, dog training. Because quick story, I won't give you all the details. That'll be a whole show by itself. But same thing, Alvie, sitting on top of the world, totaled my car, sitting in the hospital, broke my right femur, my patella tendon, my acetabulum, 68 days in the hospital, feeling super bummed out, got out, gained a lot of weight. I mean, I'm not 6'6", only in my mind, I'm 5'9", but then I gained.
You play like a 6'6".
I played like a 6'6".
There you go.
I gained 20 pounds. I was like 220, 230. Like I was my clothes didn't fit, not feeling great. And then that's when I started following Alvie and what you were doing. And then when we met up, that totally motivated me. But you have to invest in your life. It's the same thing with dogs. Sometimes people are like, oh, I don't want to train that dog. It costs money. But there's certain what I call technologies. You're not going to get to where you need to be for free. I mean, there's only certain things you can learn on YouTube. You have to get in front of an instructor. Denzel and I this morning, we went over one technique, and I'm showing them, like, this is how you do it. Like, I have to see you to coach you through that. So, Alvie, what I want to talk about now, it's a lot of people, you hit on it, is that it's not about going to the gym. It's really about what you're eating because you can't out-train a bad diet.
No, so not at all.
Let's talk about that because a lot of times, especially right now with Netflix and chilling. I mean, I think Greg's probably back up to. You packed some pounds on Greg because Greg's just been grubbing on Twinkies and
you're so rude. Gosh.
Thank you.
I mean, I like to keep it real here on the Wolf Keeper Live.
Okay. Well,
I like
Greg, smack him, please.
I don't know if you've looked in the mirror.
I'm drinking some kombucha. Greg's just having hot cocoa with some kind of fancy. I can't even pronounce it.
It's called coffee.
No,
it's called coffee.
Well, we can't even talk about coffee. Chanel brings me coffee that's like it's like a dreamsicle. So we can't even. I can't go up based upon you guys and coffee snacks. Alvie, I'm the only one.
It was one time the girl messed up the order.
I'm trying to practice.
He's lying. He sat there and ate 2 donuts too.
Those donuts were forced. I did it to make you happy.
Sure.
Alvie, so nutrition. How do we get back on track here? How do I get my buddy Greg back on track for summertime?
I didn't really follow up on track, but thanks for putting me back on track.
Well, the first thing is the person has to want it, and that's the bottom line. I don't pressure anyone to join my team. I put it out there, but once they decide to go ahead and do this, The key is, I mean, our plan is plug and play. It is not. It is.
I'm sorry. Can I pause you for one quick second?
Sure can.
Don't lose that thought. But you have to want it. But I feel like I worked really hard to motivate people to want to be like me through leading by example. But you have to meet me. You have to be in my presence.
Right.
If you get around Alvie, you're going to want to change. Trust me. Please call him. Get with him. Because I'm not saying this as a shameless plug for Alvie and his company, but I'm saying it because I want everyone to change their life. I want everyone to go. The summer is still early. Don't be bummed out by Corona. Don't be bummed out by these riots. I want everyone August 1st, because Leo season is coming, and we are making everything open up by August 1st. Everything will be back peaceful for Leo season because Leos run things. Prior to that,
they definitely don't.
I need for you guys to get with Alvie Sheperd to have beach-ready bodies 100%. So, Alvie, take it from there with your name.
Yeah, I mean, no problem. And like I said, it all starts with nutrition. Bottom line, I don't care. I like the old 80-20 rule. 80% of your physique is from your nutrition. Okay. And
Absolutely.
So it does. Yeah. And it doesn't have to be like, eating broccoli and, asparagus and chicken all the time. I mean, there's plenty of choices out there that are, and by the way, those are tasty. So nothing's wrong with eating that, but you don't have to eat that all the time. There's plenty of healthy foods out there, even at restaurants. It's all about choice. So as far as the fork and knife meals go, it's about making an intentional choice of what you're having. So when you're out and about, you're intentionally ordering things that are on the healthier side. Okay, so that's that. But our system, it dummies down your day. So if you're looking to lose weight, which I think 75% of North Americans are overweight as far as the studies go. All right, so a lot of people are looking to lose weight. So if that's you, our plan, we're replacing 2 of your fork and knife meals with a superfood, high dense nutrition shake. Our shakes are delicious. They taste incredible. We have, cookies. We have, peach mango. We have vanilla, chocolate. We have birthday cake. We have another flavor that's coming out this week. It's a seasonal flavor. We have all these different flavors to choose from. It's a full macronutrient meal replacement. So when you drink this shake, now remember, I'm 6'6", and when I started this program, I was 267 pounds and about, because I had already lost 40 on my own. And I was about 38% body fat when I started this program. I love food. Okay, so when I first joined, I thought, you know what, I'm going to be starving. It was farthest from that, because this is what happens when you actually give your body the nutrition, the nutrients that it needs. It cuts off the sugar cravings. Let me say that again. It cuts off the sugar cravings. It cuts off the salt cravings. It cuts off those cravings that are packing on the pounds. And guess what? Yes, and the shake has 250 calories, so it's a low-calorie meal. But what's happening is we're flooding your body with those nutrients. So see, the difference between what we have and what a diet is a diet, okay? We are not a diet. A diet, you're taking away food. Okay. Well, our food is already bankrupt of nutrition as it is because of all the crap they put in it. Okay. Right. So you're taking away the little nutrients that are even in there. So now you lose the weight, but guess what? You're going to eventually start eating again, correct? Well, you're going to start, you pack it all back on and then some. Now, the difference is we are taking the nutrition and we're flooding your body with the nutrients with a low calorie meal. And now your body, after a couple of days, goes, oh man, I am good. I'm good to go. And now you see the first month, my personal results. And again, everyone loses weight differently. The whole disclaimer goes, so my results might differ from anyone else's, but I lost 31 pounds in my first 30 days. Okay. And again, yeah, it was. And I in the first week, I was sold on the fact that I could help my family and that I could help anyone else that was interested. And so I started this as a health journey, not a financial journey, not anything besides I needed to get my life back together. I needed a foundation and a lifestyle I could be proud of and that I could raise my family with. And so this was the perfect fit for me. It might not be the perfect fit for you or someone else, but for me, it was. And for a lot of people, it is. But what it did was it gave me a foundation of superfood nutrition for me and my family that's allowed us to thrive on the energy levels and overall well-being. So, and then I've helped, almost 600 people in the last almost 6 years. So I am an all-in guy when it comes to helping people. I have been since the 5th day on the program. I decided on day 5, when I was down a significant amount of weight already and I felt incredibly, recharged. I knew it was something I could get behind, and I've been sharing it since day 6 on. So day 5, I made the decision to share. Day 6 through today, I've shared every single day, and I've helped nearly 600 people. And like I said, I've helped 5 people drop over 100 pounds. I've also we have a challenge that's called Isabody Challenge, in which it's a free challenge to enter. And there's, over 40,000 people that usually enter it every year, and it's rising. I won it in 2016, and I won $25,000 for just being healthy. And I've been, and anyone can do that. I actually helped my friend, Marco Ostrowski, who I coached his sons in baseball and his daughter in softball for over 10 years. I helped him win the 2018 Isabody. So he won $25,000 as well. And then I have a guy right now, Sean Ashman, who is one of my pro ball brothers. He just got chosen as a finalist. So he has $3,000. Now he has a chance to win over $75,000. So my team wins. We rock it. We know how to get results, and it works.
I love it.
Yeah.
So how do we get started?
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. So yeah, I'm glad you asked that. So, and one more thing I wanted to mention too is not just about the nutrition either. Nutrition is the key. But also we have a cleansing part of our program, and it's a cellular cleanse. I want to make sure that people know it's not a colon cleanse, it's a cellular cleanse. Okay, so what we're doing is we're releasing the toxins from your blood cells, your fat cells, your liver, your kidneys, and it's a gentle cleanse, and that's huge because we are all toxic. Okay, we have toxins in our bodies. Even me sitting here right now, that Mr. Health, I have toxins, and I still cleanse once a month. Sometimes I might skip a month and do it, twice the next month, but I still do a monthly cleanse. They're fun, they're easy. I get completely refocused, re-energized when I do them, and that's part of the program as well. There's a 4 days of cleanse during your first 30 days. So they're 30-day systems. Okay, they're 30-day systems. I coach you through the whole thing. The way you get started is you reach out to me either on my Facebook page via Messenger, or you could use the number that Toriano put in the thread here. Message me. I'll get back to you immediately. We'll set up an appointment to talk. I will go over your goals. We'll go over the plans that fit your budget. We'll get you started, and I coach you through the whole process. It's super simple. I plug you into the community. We have a community that's there's no obligation when you're in there. You could be a fly on the wall, or you can be active in the group, but it's a private group that we help everybody with information. There's a search engine in there, all kinds of great inspiration. We put you in there, and obviously you're free to kind of share your journey if you want in there. And then as far as the other thing goes is listen, when I started this, like I said, it wasn't about the business. Everyone has the opportunity to share this if they want. There's a lot of people out there right now struggling for money. Okay. They're struggling with their health. They're struggling with money. Well, this is a wonderful opportunity to not only impact your own personal health and make it better, but also you can impact your family's health. You can impact your friends' health. You can impact strangers' health. It doesn't matter. You can make a huge impact and also add an extra stream of income into your family's household. It's not rocket science. It's me sharing my results and my excitement. And then I tell my team, I will talk to every single person with you, for you. I love what I do. I will give them the information they need to make an educated decision. And I will help coach them through the process as well. So that's what I promised to my teammates. And that's how you get started.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a blessing. It's been a blessing for me and hundreds of thousands of others that have been a part of the Isogenics family for over 18 years now. We've been around since 2002. We're all word of mouth marketing. So everything we do is word of mouth. And that's why you don't see advertisements, you don't see commercials. We have the best products. We're actually third-party tested, and we also triple test all of our products for all the heavy metals, fungicides, herbicides. We test for all that.
And everything's all natural?
Oh yeah,
products?
everything's all all natural, no gluten. So we're a completely gluten-free system. There's no soy, no artificial colors, no artificial flavors. Everything's triple tested. We actually exceed organic standards.
Okay,
so
great.
That's what you're getting. That's what you're getting with our company's products.
Mm-hmm.
And
then
also,
has it helped?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No. This is also when you sign. This is the thing too. When you sign up,